let's say about the general overview. One of the main advantages of the ORC is also that it gives you different scoring options. It's simply not, it is not one number fits all, because one number cannot fit all. Because it's a different, and we saw this, how to rate both in a light condition or in heavy condition, or how to both goes upwind or how both goes downwind. Now again, even here, you can go from the one side of full complexity and accuracy, and then you can go on the downside of simplicity and less accuracy. It's only a question of what you want and how you want to approach it to your regatta. The options we have, as I said, is performance, skill scoring, time of distance, time of time, and triple number. Let's start from the simple one, which are time of distance, time of time, and triple number. Basically, there is always a question: which is the best scoring option for my race? Why should I use time of distance or time of time? Or should I use? And I'm sorry to say, but there is no answer to that question. I mean, options are there, and this may, depend on the time and the level of the fleet. So if you are on the club level racing, if you want people to easy to understand, give them something simple. You don't want to complicate things. And then type of the race. Do you have inward lever or coastal offshore race? Then what's the difference between the fastest and slowest boat? One thing that is not actually covered by the scoring system itself is the composition of the fleet and the classes how you do it. So if you expect, and if you want to have, TP52 racing together with Plateau 25, there is no rating system that can put these two boats together.
Or a sequence.
I mean, I can show you. I can show you one picture. But generally, I mean, it's there are part of the problem that are, so I would say, organization and race management. This is the first thing that you have to define. To find your fleet, to define your classes, and then the next step is to select the best scoring method to be used. And also, time of time, time of distance. Never-ending story. Some prefer time of time, some would say time of distance. I would say there is no right answer which is better. I mean, in something is kind of culture. We always use time of time. Okay, use time of time. I mean, this works. Whatever works for your fleet is okay. So the only thing that, let's say, time on time can always be a bit have advantage over time of distance is the area where you have lots of current, which fortunately I understood here we don't have a problem. Like there are some areas that are really having problem. When I was in December in Canada, where I saw where they are sailing, I could not imagine that they can make it. Yeah.
Well, actually, we have one race that the Tomic runs where we can have a good current of maybe 1.5 knots. Would you consider that we cannot do the ocean for BCS?
I don't think this half knot will really affect.
How much is the limit? 1 knot, 2 knots?
I would say when you are racing, how much you think that the current will affect your, what would be the limit that the current will affect your performance on the road?
Actually, the thing is that if it's a changeable current, because this one
Yeah.
which is a wind one, then it's one direction, so we always go against the current and then go back to the current. And
Yes, so you are
okay,
kind
the
of
current is
yeah,
it's changed, the direction is still the same.
And then there could be current that is actually
Heavy.
making circles, like the end of the river, or when there are particular conditions. And then one other thing is that you don't want to implement current if you don't have a tool anyway. If there is a river, like in Quebec or like in Porto Alegre or other places where the current may be higher or smaller, stronger or weaker, but is always in the same direction, then you can construct it as you do with the wind. But if you go on the right and you get the counter current, and you go on the left and you get the wind, then how do you say for it? Is it better to?
But generally, talking about the half or not of something in general conditions like this, I would say that this is not
So in Den Haag, you consider what triple number?
triple number because of this. This is this was kind of their requirement also, and frankly, I would say, if you are talking about the World Championship, we always prefer PCS because it's most accurate and gives you the most, the best possible result. But sometimes we do not want to enter something and put the current in the calculation that we cannot maybe measure or predict or put properly, and then get results turned up and down and everyone not happy and things like that. So these are the cases where I would say, let's go on, better go on time. But if we go, let's say, to the performance curve scoring, there is also always this discussion about it. I mean, every certificate ORC has this table, which gives you seconds per mile for different wind velocity and for different wind angles. And then there are 4 pre-selected courses already calculated, completely windward leeward, meaning 50-50. Circular random, meaning if you are going around the island with the wind blowing always from the same direction. Ocean for PCS, this is the one that can be used to replace performance line, as we were talking yesterday. And non-spinnaker is the circular random without spinnaker, as it is. This is the simple part. So with these numbers, you can simply select and say, okay, I will select this. But this windward leeward, for example, means that you have 50% windward, 50% leeward. Let's say that you have 4 legs. You go windward, leeward, and then windward, and race is shortened. Now then you are becoming 2 legs of windward and 1 leg of leeward. These numbers will not work anymore. Or at least will not give you satisfied results, because the component of the windward will be 50-50, while the windward component on the race was obviously 66-34. And this is the first thing where you may have a problem. Instead, to address it properly, you need therefore to construct the course. So you need, this is the typical course. This is the typical course. You have start, 1A, gate, 1A, gate, and the finish. This is the small reaching finish. These are the data for an actual regatta we run, and this is how you enter the data. The only data you need to enter is distance from each leg, so start from here to here, bearing to 215 compass bearing, and the wind direction here was 210. You see how that wind was a bit of shifty, going to 10, bit of 195, then going back, and then 195.
Where we should measure the wind direction and when?
When?
The usual thing is that you measure it, of course, on the race committee boat, and you are communicating with the guy who is mark player. It's important to have good communication and to give him the data. Further, this direction is I would say, the most dominant direction on that leg. It does not mean that if you have all the time for 210 and then you have the shift on, I don't know, for 2 minutes from left, or shift for 2 minutes it's better to ignore it. I mean, this is the prevailing wind on this leg. This is what is important. And you may also have someone, going around the race course and also picking up the wind. But what is important, you are only taking direction. You may put the notes about strength, but you are not putting the strength wind into
Yes. But when to measure it? If first gap is approaching the first mark, or
I mean,
For example, this example, right?
Yeah.
That we have for the second upwind, right?
yeah,
We have a shift of 15 degrees.
Yeah. yeah.
So, did the shift come when the first boat came up, or last, or mid-fleet, or how do you...
Shift, the wind shift comes at some stage of the
Exactly.
And then what you want, when you are doing this, you want to have all the boats sailing on that leg in the same condition.
Okay, but if we
If
have
you-
example,
Yeah, now we are coming to this, when I said that it's important to divide the fleets correctly. If you have the class that is very different in the speed, and if you have the first boat coming here, still sailing it in 210, make half of the leg, and then the middle boat coming here, and he is going with a wind shift of 195, then you have the boat sailing in different conditions, and you cannot exactly apply it. And now it's a question of the good race committee to understand if the wind shift is so big and affecting one half of the fleet and not affecting another half of the fleet, to manage the rate. Even there is a wind. I mean, but it's because this is one of the possibility.
the other one is to put the middle mark, right? Somewhere.
Yes, the other one is to, we can construct the course by adding, saying instead of two-way, some mark with one wind and then another leg with this wind. Even there is no mark, physically there is no mark, but we can split the legs and create a course like this.
But correct me if I'm wrong, I mean,